Welcome everyone to another bonus episode of the Music Teachers in International Schools podcast. I hope you're all doing well, and to our Northern Hemisphere International Schools community, I hope you're settling into the term and things are not too crazy. So lately we've been hearing about some fantastic PD opportunities for international school music teachers in the Facebook group. And one of the posts that has got people talking is the FOBISIA Music Teachers Conference coming up in November. Now, this FOBISIA or FOBISIA acronym has come up a few times in other episodes of the podcast. So what is it? FOBISIA stands for the Federation of British International Schools in Asia. And this organization has a long history of supporting the work of music educators in the Asian region, and the annual Music Teachers Conference has always proven to be a popular and valuable event for music teachers, FOBISIA member school music teachers. Now, I know that many of our listeners might not be from FOBISIA schools, and notice that's how I say FOBISIA, so I hope that's okay. Some people will say, no, it's FOBISIA. But I think it's important to note that hopefully that this episode, you can still find some inspiration. Maybe you'd like to start something like this in your region, or maybe you have something like this already and would like to share it with the community as well. But either way, please get in touch with me for a chat if you'd like to share, and that is info@mtiis.com. So at the very least, I'm hoping this episode will give you some ideas and insights into how powerful inter-school collaboration between music teachers can be. So let's get to the conversation. Today, I'm speaking with the hosts of this year's FOBISIA Music Teachers Conference. I have Simon Green and Catherine Frisbie with me from Bangkok Prep in Thailand. So let's start by getting to know Simon and Catherine and explore the upcoming conference. So how are you both?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, me too. All good here in Bangkok.
Awesome. Great to hear. And thanks again for joining me today. This is great. Let's start with a bit of background with you guys. So if we can start with Catherine, can you tell us a bit about your current role at Bangkok Prep, and then maybe outline a bit about your journey into international school music teaching?
I'm at my second year right now of being the head of primary music at Bangkok Prep, and this is my 6th year in total at the school. I have been living in Thailand now for 10 years, so I've been in a couple of different schools here. My journey into music education, growing up throughout school, I loved music. I was in band, choir, jazz bands, all the way through middle school and high school, and then went to study music education. I found myself getting a bit off the track in the fact that I thought maybe education wasn't for me. I think I was just feeling a bit burnt out, and then I decided to move abroad, wanted a chance to at least experience being able to live in another country. And one of the best ways to do that is teaching abroad. And I found out once I moved out here that actually I love teaching. I love education. It was just some of the other factors of working in the US that I wasn't really loving at the time.
Yep. Fantastic. Thanks for sharing. And Simon, what about you?
A little bit different, actually. I've been here. This is my second year as head of secondary music. I joined Bangkok Prep last year, obviously from another school in Bangkok as well. So I've been here for 6 years now, but I've actually been teaching abroad for my entire career. I was a little serendipitous, actually, when I was doing my teaching qualification, my music teaching degree in Bristol. There was an opportunity to do part of it abroad. And rather than spend January to March in England, I instead got the opportunity to go to Panama, where, similar to a lot of people doing their PGCE placement, I was also lucky enough for them to, for the stars to align and for them to offer me a position to return back in August. And at the same time, some of my family were moving around the world as well. So I thought, well, why not? So it was a real sort of, certainly not a spur of the moment decision, but one that I'd really not planned on making. But 16 years later, I haven't turned back. So yeah, it's really great. I love it.
exciting career. And yeah, definitely moved across the world then a couple of times. So maybe you can share, now that we're sort of in this, I don't know, there's a sense of, I don't know if excitement's the right word, but at least optimism about the year ahead. I'm sort of feeling this in the community generally. Simon, what are you looking forward to most? It's your second year at Bangkok Prep. What are you looking forward to about the year ahead in your role as head of secondary?
I think you're right. It's that exciting. It feels almost new, and as you said, so, and for a teacher, for something to feel new is it doesn't always happen. You know, the year comes round again, another Christmas concert on the way, another spring. So it's a very sort of cyclical kind of existence. But things do feel very new again. You know, this sort of renewal. So just everybody, I think, feeling like they can perform again together and listen and come together and listen to those performances rather than having to do it all alone on a screen. That's really the most exciting thing. So we've been able to do a lot last year as well. But this year, I think, just sort of hitting the ground running and full steam ahead. That's probably what I'm most excited looking forward to.
What sort of events have you got coming up? Can you mention any of them?
Yeah, well, actually, earlier this week, we had our summer concert redo because we had to cancel at the end of term 3, unfortunately. And so for the first time ever, another new experience, for the first time ever, we were able to sort of take the work we did last term, rehearse for a few weeks, and put on a concert in the middle of September. We started in August, by the way. It wasn't like a 2-day turnaround. And that was something really new and different. To be able to do a concert straight away to a auditorium full of people. So that was something really nice. And then we have piano competitions and a Christmas concert that Catherine and I will be able to collaborate on, which is going back before my time. But I'm really looking forward to getting the whole school together later in the term.
Excellent. And what about you, Catherine? What are you looking forward to this year?
Very excited about, like you said, the whole school Christmas concert that we've coming up in December. We haven't been able to have events like that for the last few years due to COVID. Our concerts have been extremely limited in what we've been able to do. But also this year we've had record enrollment in our extracurricular activities. So I think it's a positive sign that parents are ready for their children to get involved again. And the children are excited. Tons of students have signed up for choir. We've got group keyboard classes that they've signed up for. Lots of positive signs there that everything is moving forward. Also excited about all of the activities that we're able to attend, host this year. We've got a choral festival that we're going to in a couple of weeks. And we're hosting our own choral festival in term 2. And it's just great to be able to offer these opportunities to the children because several of them haven't had this opportunity for years.
Sounds like some serious energy happening. That's amazing. Both energy in terms of the kids, energy for wanting to be involved in things, but sounds like you're going to need a lot of energy too to get all this happening.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay with you, Catherine, and this is one of my favorite questions that has come up on the podcast a few times. So let's see how we go. What would you say, and it's a bit of a pivot from what we've been talking about, but what would you say makes a good international school music teacher?
I would say one of the key things is flexibility and understanding. One of the things we see a lot in international schools is that you have children who are coming from all different backgrounds, who are at your school for different lengths of time, because a lot of times parents are here for their job contracts. So sometimes you have students who are here for 1 year, 2 years. Other students are fortunate and stay at the school throughout the whole from nursery to year 6 or even through secondary. So having that flexibility when you have a student who comes in who's been in a completely different music program, they maybe have never played the recorder or played the drums or worked together. So just being able to work with them, make sure that you can help them be successful and that they can enjoy the music lesson no matter where they've come from. And understanding that culturally, there's some things that are very different. Some students don't feel confident singing alone or singing in small groups. Other children absolutely love it and will go full tilt for that. So just making sure that you have that flexibility and understanding for all the students that you have in your classroom.
What about you, Simon? Anything you'd want to add to that? What would make a good music international school music teacher?
It's very difficult to add to Catherine's excellent answer. This is a theme I'm discovering, but because my mind first went to the word tolerance, and to be honest, flexibility and understanding, I think, describe what I was imagining with tolerance much more accurately, actually. I mean, just generally to have fun too, to have fun with the kids and with your colleagues, and wherever you are in the world, I think is also, well, that's sort of my own personal little mantra anyway, but flexibility and understanding. Yeah, I definitely couldn't have said it better.
Yeah. Sounds like a great mantra anyway. I love the idea of just, having fun. And that is one of the powerful things about music, is that typically there's some kind of enjoyment involved, isn't there? It's like, and it's a great way of connecting with people. Let's stay with you, Simon, and let's talk about this FOBISIA thing. I'm interested in how you say it. Like
how I say FOBISIA. I do the FOBISIA, but okay. I'm actually newly voted to the committee. Our meeting is coming up, and so I'll find out what the official pronunciation is when I do that. But FOBISIA is how I'll do it. So I'm happy.
Yeah. Nice. Well, tell us more about the conference. So you're hosting it. We've been in touch a little bit about this. Maybe you can tell us a bit about, who can attend, and those who are attending, maybe what they can expect from the conference. And maybe even, is it face-to-face, online, both? Tell us a bit about that.
Well, we're really pleased to be able to offer an in-person or face-to-face conference. And it's definitely the way that we would recommend experiencing the conference. And I really think it will be a great experience. We've heard from lots of people that, as you mentioned before, like getting together, networking, seeing each other, and not feeling such a little island of departments on our own. That's something that I think people can really look forward to. And we're really building in time to do that, really, I think, and that's an important part. After, as you said, so long, certainly feels like forever since we've been able to do that. There are also opportunities to join online, and we have not a different conference, but certainly we are really trying to be mindful of the workshops that we can offer that will work on Zoom for those that may be in countries that are unable to travel or find it difficult to travel. But that, I think, sort of being there together and experiencing the workshops, that is definitely one thing that people can really look forward to. In terms of those that can actually attend, it's open to all FOBISIA member schools, their music departments and music staff. It's not just the head of music. You should bring everyone. There's something for everyone. And in fact, at the AGM, it's actually a requirement for at least every school to be represented somehow in our AGM, which again is another important way to feel involved in FOBISIA and see what you can do and what FOBISIA does for you. But I think for me, what I'm looking forward to is really just seeing everyone together in the room and realizing that we're all having the same issues and the same successes, and be able to share in both of those. That's what I think is a highlight.
Catherine, are you able to share with us maybe a bit about some of the workshops, some of the things that people will be able to expect?
Yeah, so we're really excited. One of our big focuses that we wanted for this conference was high quality CPD, because for music, it's been really difficult. Well, everyone hasn't been able to do in-person CPD for the last couple of years, really. And I think music's one of those unique subjects that is extra challenging to do via Zoom. So we're really excited to get in really good quality presenters. So we're inviting Andy Gleed Hill, who's known for doing world music drumming. We'll be having Susanna Saw coming in. She does Kodai and youth choral work. We'll be having Jonathan Mann coming. He is actually local to Bangkok, but he does conducting, and he'll be working with the Emmanuel Orchestra, trying to demonstrate some of the conducting techniques there. We'll be having Marcel from Cool for Schools, which does body percussion, singing, movements, as well as, trying to think, musical futures are coming in as well. And you yourself are coming in. So you're going to be working with bigger strings. So we've got a wide range of activities. We're hoping to make sure that we have something for both primary, secondary. We've got choral, we've got instrumental, we've got orchestral, and then some more theory-based as well.
And as Simon said, lots of time for collaboration, chatting, connecting, curriculum development kind of stuff.
Yes, we do. So we've planned in for 2 different curriculum discussions, one on each day. And we're hoping to run this as a slightly more structured discussion than it has been in the past. In the past, it's kind of just been an open forum. We're hoping to have moderators in for each of the curriculum discussions, and to have teachers allow to submit questions beforehand so that we could potentially get resources ready. Sometimes there's questions that come up and you're going, I've got something. But if teachers have a time to, okay, I've got something, they can come up with a few lists. We can have a shared document where all those resources can be put together. So try and make it so that it really is helpful, because every year there's new teachers in international schools. Someone who finds themselves teaching something that they've never taught before, or teaching a new exam board. So it's important that we make sure that we're supporting everyone.
Great. And Simon, if people maybe haven't heard about this conference yet, the FOBISIA Music Teachers Conference, and they want to find information and potentially even register, maybe they're hearing this for the first time, they know they're in a FOBISIA school, what's the best way to go about finding out about this information?
I think the best way, all the communication is generally sent from FOBISIA HQ, a couple more acronyms, why not? From FOBISIA HQ, the information is sent to your school's FOBISIA lead. Now, that may be somebody known to you, or it wouldn't be very hard to find. Often it's the principal of the school. So perhaps in the first instance, since you'll have to ask your principal probably for permission to go, in the first instance, it's worth perhaps contacting them or finding out who the FOBISIA lead or contact is. If that doesn't sort of provide any fruit, then I'd be happy to provide an email address that they can contact me directly, and then I can forward the registration letter, which has all the information you need to put in CPD request forms and register as well. So I said, perhaps going through the school is the best way to begin with, but I definitely wouldn't want any barriers in place for people not to come either online or, as I said, in person as well. So I'll be able to give you my email address, and we can share that if people need it.
Yeah. And obviously we can't go without mentioning, like, if you're coming from outside of Thailand, there's going to be Thai food, and it's going to be really good. I'm assuming.
Yes. There's a question on how spicy do you want it on the. Well, there isn't. So I should have perhaps written one. That's a good point, actually. I think living here, it's all just spicy. I forget, but we can accommodate all dietary requirements if we need to.
We're musicians. We need to think about this stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Well, I'm a violinist, you see, so spicy food isn't. But no, Catherine's a teacher, right? So that might make a difference for her.
Well, even it's just, we think about music or our stomach generally. It's just like food and music just go, I don't know, hand in hand, it seems. Okay,
it was
great.
The food of love. Anyway.
That's really good. And I think there was also on the FOBISIA website, I think I found links to things as well. So if you head over there, you have to click a few things through and you'll find it there too. That's really good. Fantastic. So we've got the conference coming up. Did we even say what the dates are for the conference? Do you want to let us know to make sure? November?
November 24th, 25th. So it's a Thursday, Friday. And there will, going with the Thai food, we will have social events in the evenings. So you will be able to experience some more of the Thai food, not just what we eat at school.
Yeah. Good. Great. So yeah. And it's good that it's sort of, on the Thursday, Friday. That seems to be the typical thing for the FOBISIA conference, and that works well. Fantastic. Well, I think we've covered lots there. Thanks for sharing your stories as well. It's always really nice to hear the different journeys that we all have to get to this kind of wonderful world of music teaching in international schools. Is there anything that we haven't covered? Maybe Catherine first. Was there anything you wanted to share or that we haven't covered so far?
I think we've covered everything. I think Simon did a good job explaining the conference, and just really looking forward to seeing people in person again this year.
Great. Simon?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, echo Catherine. We can't wait to see you all and welcome you to our school and for the fantastic conference we've got planned for you.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much again for coming on the show and for taking your time, and good luck with the rest of the preparation for the conference. Can't wait to catch up with you guys soon.
Yeah, we'll see you there. Thanks.
Okay,
Thank
bye.
you for having us.